What is up, everybody? Jay Nell here with my UFC 165 recap video. Let's get into it because wow. Okay, 3 out of 5, so not too bad. I barely got 3 out of 5. First up, I got my pick. I chose Khabib Nurmagomedov to beat Pat Healy. He did, unanimous decision. Who do you want to see him fight next? I'm thinking maybe Matt Brown. He called out the champion, but I don't think he's there yet. The lightweight division is so stacked, I think he should have a couple more fights first. It's just the way it is. Next up, I lost this pick. I chose Costa Filipao to beat Francis Carmont. He did not. Unanimous decision in favor of Francis. Good, strong performance from him. Who do you want to see Francis fight next? Next up, I picked Matt Mitrione to beat Brendan Schaub. He did not. He got submitted Darce choke first round. Choked all the way out. Good showing for Brendan. Who do you want to see Brendan fight next? Next up, co-main event. I got this one. I picked Renan Barão to keep his interim bantamweight championship against Eddie Wineland. He did. Second round, he landed a spinning back kick to the face of Eddie. Knocked him on the ground. A couple of hard shots later, ref stopped the fight. Good win for Renan. Renan is phenomenal fighter. In the post press conference, Dana White compared him to Floyd Mayweather. He said he's the closest thing we got. 8 years undefeated. This man needs more publicity. We need more heat on Renan Barão. Who do you want to see Renan fight next? Afterwards, he did this cute little dance. It was like cha-cha-cha, thrust, thrust, cha-cha-cha, thrust. I don't know where this came from. I don't know if he's ever done it before. It was hilarious. All right. Main event. Here comes the controversy. I barely got this pick. Picked John Jones to beat Alexander Gustafsson. He did. Unanimous decision. But this was so close. Close fight. Close fights go in favor of the champion. It's just how it is. It's called the champion's advantage. Now let's talk about this. Do I agree? Yes. If they would have given it to Gustafsson, would I have been okay with that? Yes. It was that close. But close fights go to the champion. It's just the way it is. Same thing with the leeway. Champions get more leeway. I'll point to the Brock Lesnar Shane Carwin fight. To this day, people say that fight should have been stopped. It wasn't. Brock came back, retained his title. Champions advantage. Let's break down the fight. Fourth and fifth round, I give to John. We'll get to that later. First 3 rounds, John was outclassed boxing. Oh my goodness. You can look at the tapes. I've always been a fan of Alexander. I've always said he's a good boxer. He's better than I could have imagined. His footwork was great. So light on his feet. Bouncing all around that ring the entire 5 rounds. This was a war. Quick to the punch. Combinations. He kept sneaking in shots and uppercuts and little right hooks and stuff everywhere. The damage. Cumulative damage. Both eyes swollen. Cut over one eye, bleeding into his face throughout the entire fight. He cut John in the first round. Both eyes swollen. When John went to go talk to Joe Rogan, I was thinking to myself, John, take your mouthpiece out. But it wasn't a mouthpiece. It was his lip. So John's face was definitely worse for wear. He was getting tagged. Okay, Alexander was amazing. This was the best fight we've seen from Alexander Gustafsson. Probably John as well. He outboxed him. But this isn't a boxing fight. This is an MMA fight. There was no ground fighting because John couldn't take him down. He took him down one time. He popped right back up. Alexander took him down. He popped right back up. Strictly stand-up battle. Striking battle, not boxing. So you have to add kicks, knees, and kicks, knees, and elbows. And when you add that, this is how this fight got close. Because if this was just a boxing match, Alexander would have won, but it's not. It's a striking match. When it comes to the kicking game, as badly as John lost the boxing game, Alexander lost the kicking game. That was the only weapon John really could utilize because with that reach, Gus was tagging him. Gustafsson was tagging him. So he had to kick him. So many leg kicks, so many kicks to the side of the face that were landing. Even the ones that were being half blocked by Alexander were hurting him. Okay? I believe it was the second round, not the first 3, that I think is the round that judges may have given to John Jones because of the amount of the leg kicks and head kicks he landed. Some judges give takedowns a lot of points. Some judges give kicks, knees, and elbows more points because when they're cleanly landed, they tend to do more damage. They also look more devastating. So it's the types of striking, the type of striking that we saw here. If Alexander was able to put together some more kicks and some elbows in his striking, I think he would have won. But it's the type of striking. The most devastating strike landed in the entire fight was a spinning elbow that came from John. Now let's get to that. 4th and 5th rounds. So I think some of the judges, they kind of give 2 punches per kick, something like that. It just depends on what they're looking at. I'm just speculating here as to why all 3 judges gave it to John. So they saw something. Let's get to the spinning elbow. 4th round. This round was close. John knew he had to turn it on. He knew he was pretty much behind. He turned it on with the knees, the elbows, and the kicks to the side of the face. That's what was working for him. He lands a spinning elbow at the end of the 4th round on the top of Alexander's head, and it sends him reeling back, all the way back to the cage. Then here comes John with the knees, grabs the head, knees down. Oh my God, he can finish him. He can finish him. And then the bell rings. We come into the 5th round. I don't think Alexander ever fully recovered from that, because that's when John was able to take him down. He popped back up, but he was actually able to get him down finally. In that 5th round, Alexander, I think, was reeling most of the round. There was one moment, John wasn't even near him, and his leg gave out, and he put his hands down, and he almost collapsed. And John wasn't even near him because he was done. John was done. They had no energy. These men put it all out there. In between the 4th and 5th round, John was telling the doctor, no, don't stop it. Please don't stop it. They put it all out there. But see, John was the only one that had those 2 near finishing moments. After all the cumulative damage that Gustafsson did, there was not one moment where he rocked John to the point where we thought he was going to finish him. John had 2 of those moments. So I think that might have been what swayed the judges to John's favor. Plus, Champions Advantage, I want to talk about that real quick. Do I agree with it? Yes. It's in boxing as well. Do I agree with it? Yes. UFC, it's too hard to get a title shot. John, you have to win 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in a row now just to get a title shot. And then did John close fight his way to a victory to get the belt? No, he finished Shogun. Weidman finished Silva. Kane whooped JDS's ass for 5 rounds. He dominated them. They didn't get their belts by a close victory. So I'll be damned if John loses his belt on a close fight. It's too hard to become champion. That's why the challenger has to go through hell and then definitively take that belt. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it should be. Because it is too difficult to become champion to lose your belt to a close fight. Like I said, John KO'd Shogun. Someone should have to take his belt. Those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. Any injury updates? Do you think there should be an immediate rematch? We all know that there's been talks of Glover to share. So who do you think John should fight next? It's going to be a while. He's going to have to recover. Both men went straight to the hospital after the fight. Neither one of them were at the post-press conference. So those are my thoughts. Tell me what you thought. Any updates? And yeah, take care, everyone. And goodbye.